We also need your help, and that's what we're going to talk about next. And I believe we're going to not do youth. Is that correct, Lynn?
Well, I was going to talk about youth.
Okay. All right. So, Lynn, come on up and talk about youth programs.
Start with me. It's a hard act to follow. Jeez. Well, what struck me really deeply from your conversation was how often I reach out to someone and I say, we need this and this and this and this and this, as opposed to, what do you want to do? What's in your heart, and how can I help you find the right spot for that kind of work? And I think that that was really impactful for me, because I'm all about, hey, we need you to do this and come over here and do that. I'm very big on that. So anyway, I do youth with a number of amazing people. I have 3 minutes to talk about what we've done. So our program, we have 2 main programs. One is an in-classroom program where our members go to high school senior classes, usually government classes, and we talk to the students first about voting education, and then we register them to vote. This past year, which was 22, 23, 24, we spoke to 900 students in 9 high schools, in 42 classes, and we registered almost 700 of them. Actually, yeah, we registered or pre-registered, yeah. I'm sorry, 600, sorry. I was very excited, 600, 600 of them. That's still impressive, that's very impressive. And it is really a tribute to the people who go and do this. We have a robust training program. We have behind the scenes people who go in and do it. Nancy Lewis is here, and she is our supply queen, and we really appreciate her. We have a lot of people in the room who've actually gone into the classrooms and done this work. Debbie started it years ago with Donna, and it's just been a very, very big growth thing. We have a lot of people who are interested and a lot of people who will be working on this. So I'm not currently recruiting, but if you're interested, please talk to me. I'd love to find out more about your interests so that I can put you in the right place in our organization. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, as was mentioned earlier, my name is Leona Judson, and I'm temporarily stepping in as the voter service chair to get us through this election. And after that, I'm going to go back to program planning. So we still need a voter service chair. And what I'm going to do here today, you've probably heard that we have candidate forums coming up. And we have a potential of 19. These are all cities all over the county are having elections. So we can only do these candidate forums as long as we have the people to do them. And we now do them all. They're all virtual, and we have teams that do them. We have a very tight-knit team that includes. Do we have the roles here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So up here are the roles that make up a team. We have organizer, which is a person, when there's a little detail, there's a slight, in the back there's a much more detailed description of each one of these roles. But up here is kind of one or two bullet points. The organizer kind of heads up the team and sort of coordinates things and is the cheerleader for the team and is sort of the public face of the team. We also have where's the other?
It's up at the top on the left. Moderator, question developer.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, they're all. So we have moderator, which is the person who is managing the candidates during the forum. We have the Zoom host and co-host. They're the behind the scenes that admits people, the panelists, and they do all the sort of behind the scenes recording. And then we have the timekeeper who keeps everybody on track. Each candidate can only speak for so long, and then it goes on to, so the timekeeper has a very important role in keeping it on track. And then last but certainly not least is the question sorter and the question developer. We have questions that we take from the public, and we also develop questions prior to the candidate forum to kind of get the ball rolling. So we have need for lots of different kinds of folks, and I hope that you will think about signing up. This is a short-term commitment. We have a very tight timeline. We're doing the training for all of these roles August 1st. These will be little 1-hour increments depending, for each role, so you don't have to stay for the whole day. Even if you sign up for a role, you're not necessarily committed to doing it, but you are making a commitment to show up for the training. And we also need people who can double up. If you're not quite ready yet to take on one of these roles by yourself, you could team up with somebody and just kind of get more accustomed to it. So August 1st is the training. We have a very short turnaround for the actual candidate forums. They are from September the 2nd through October the 7th. So it's very short. So this is not a long-term commitment. So I'm encouraging you to sign up for one of these roles. You can even sign up for more than one. You could be a timekeeper for one and question sorter for another. Yes?
Are there limitations if you're volunteering on a local campaign, you shouldn't be part of the forum team?
Right. If you if you're working on a candidate's race, then yes, you could not be a volunteer for that particular Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Oh, sorry, keep it doing that.
For that particular candidate, for that forum, right. And if you don't feel very good about signing up in public for a place, I do have some sign-up sheets here, which you can, do, and I'll hand those out for anybody.
Can we volunteer for a friend too who's not a member? Sure.
Sure. I mean, as long as you think that they'll. Yes, Linda.
Timekeepers. I remember, I think the last election, not the March primary, but the last general election, I think I did a forum 1 week, like almost every night of the week, and I was either a question sorter or a timekeeper. Those are not hard jobs. So I'm just encouraging people to sign up for them.
She survived it.
I realized to my amusement that I had done this because I was like, I got one tonight, and then I got one.
Yeah, you're busy for a few weeks. Yeah. Any other questions?
I would just like to comment about how much of an impact this has on the community. It's a short-term commitment, and since we've gone to doing this virtually, we have literally thousands of people who watch the YouTube videos. We might not have that many people on the evening, maybe a few hundred, but really and truly thousands of people are watching these videos, and this is helping to give them the information they need to make an informed vote. So, it's a short-term commitment that can have a really huge impact in our community.
And the league is committed to having it bilingual so that it's in Spanish and English.
Right, I was just about to comment on that, right, yeah. So these are bilingual candidate forums. So think about it, and maybe when we're running through all these different things we have here, come on up and sign up. And if you're not comfortable with that, I'll be happy to hand you a sign-up sheet. Thank you.
And it's me again. Hello. So I am also the pros and cons person. This pros and cons is something that the community looks forward to hearing the yes and a no, what it actually means. So what is the pro and the con of the state ballot propositions and any countywide measures? In March, we did Proposition 1 and we did Measure H, which were the two props that were on those ballots, the state and local. In November, we expect to have quite a few propositions. Right now, there are 4 that have qualified, and there are 11 more that are eligible and are being researched to know whether they are going to be able to make it on the ballot. We have 2 county-wides and 1 Bay Area-wide measure that will be on the ballot. So we have a lot of work to do, and my hair is on fire about this because this is a big deal. What we look for are people who can research the proposition. We then ask those people to write a script in a very specific format. We train everyone to do this. We then record the script on Zoom so that it is a video that we then take to organizations and play for them. We update the information that may have come in after, and we answer questions. Last year, for 2022, we did 20 presentations in both Marin and Sonoma geographies. We partner with Marin because it's the same work and we can do it more efficiently with more volunteers. The more people we have, the easier it is. It is a very short-term commitment. Researching is really the middle of August through Labor Day. The recording is the first week after Labor Day, and then the presentations run through October. So it is really easy. You don't have to do a lot of presentations. You can do one, you can do two, but please come. It's fun. You make friends. You learn a lot. You know what to vote for, and it's really a service to the community. If it fits what you want to do, please come and do it with us. Thank you.
You might ask yourself, why is this man standing up here to talk about something? Well, let me tell you, the League of Women Voters welcomes men members. Right here from the beginning. That's right. So I'm going to talk about two things. One, if what moves you is the idea that everybody should be registered to vote and everybody should vote, the first thing to do is to get them registered to vote, right? There are several systems that work for doing that. Lynn talked about one through the high schools. The county puts people out at the farmers markets all summer long. And another method is through what we call the Voter Registration Outreach Committee in the League of Women Voters. And the reason we use that name is because that's when the contract with the county for the magnificent sum of $5,500 for us to visit 112 locations in Sonoma County, where we divide the county up into zones. There's 15 zones. Each zone has 8 to 12 locations in it, and our volunteers go there and put up voter registration cards. So there are many ways people register to vote. Motor Voter is the big one through the Department of Motor Vehicles. But we put out 3,000 to 4,000 voter registration cards every year, whether it's a regular year and off year, because people are moving in, people are changing their names, people want to change their political party. So we go around to these locations twice a year, basically. It takes 3 or 4 hours to visit your locations, and we put a stack of 50 to 100 voter registration cards in each of the nice stands that we have out there. The only trick to this, really, is that you call the post office and say, okay, we're bringing the cards over on Saturday. They say, great. You go there on Saturday, and you say, person X said I told person X I was coming. They said, well, person X isn't off on Saturday. We don't know what you're talking about. So you got to kind of say to them, well, you know, you've been doing this for many years. There's a stand. I'm going to put these cards in there. And they say, okay, invariably. The second thing I want to talk about is we have been fortunate in Sonoma County to not have the kind of controversies around the administration of the elections that many other parts of the country have had. The grand jury just put out a report commending the registrar of voters and the systems used in Sonoma County. We're hoping that reassures the citizenry that our election integrity is very high here in the county. But if it doesn't, there are already indications that there may be some aggressive monitoring of the election machinery, either at the polling place or in particular at the counting operation. So if that occurs, and we'll hear about it if it's going to occur, we'll be looking for volunteers to go and observe at the same time these other people are there observing. You do not have to be a lawyer. You do not have to know the election machinery. You just have to go there and watch. The three basic rules are, this is state law, and the way the county administers it is, you sit or stand where the county officials tell you to sit or stand. You don't touch the ballots, and you don't touch the machines. So other than that, you just sit there and watch and see what's going on and record your impressions, remember your impressions of it. And there may be, if it's a challenge, we may be asking you to talk about what you saw on that particular day in that particular location. We're hoping we don't have to do this, but if we do, we'll let you know this fall. Thank you. And on the voter registration card distribution, you can either email Donna or you can email me up on the website.
Okay, I think most of you know me. I'm Juanita Rowland, and I'm here to talk about the communications part, which is somewhat different than everything else because most of the communications stuff you do at home on your own, although there are some print media things that we could be more involved in that we're not right now because no one has volunteered to do that. But there are a number of jobs. Sue Jackson is kind of involved with the not 411 but 411 and the social media, so she can always use some help there. The things that I am more involved in are the website and all the things that go along with the website, in which case I will remind you that I posted the report from the grand jury, thank you, about the report on voting in the county. And so you can go into the website in the news section and find that. There are all kinds of things that are being posted all the time. So we could use help with that. We could use help with getting out emails, getting out all of the events, posting the events. Each of these is a little skill that takes a little while to learn, and I kind of tutor people along as they're picking it up and help them do it until they get there. And then, that's, so if you'd like to learn a new skill, I got into this many, many years ago when we were still doing this on the mainframe, and I read a little book that said, if you have a liberal arts degree and you like logic puzzles, you might like programming. And so if you'd like to develop a new skill and you'd like to help out, and it's not convenient for you to be out and about a lot, this is a good job to take on. And as I say, you can learn some new skills, so it's kind of fun. Do not be fooled by the fact that your kids are doing this all the time. They grew up doing it, so of course they know how to do it. But there's nothing about it that when you're 85 years old, you can't do it. So please feel free to give it a try. It's going to be fun. So, and it is a new thing to learn. So help us out if you can, and don't be shy. If you have an interest in doing something, don't wait to be asked. We are looking for people all the time, so please sign up.
Sue, you want to talk about 411? Yeah, come on.
I know, I put her on the spot, so that I sound as eloquent as everybody else. 411 was first in California as Smart Voter, and it morphed into, what did it morph into? Thank you, Voter's Edge. And the new baby is Vote 411. They all have the same purpose, and they're all critical to people who want to know what the issues are and what the candidates are and what the candidates stand for. It's an online, nonpartisan, obviously, nonpartisan resource for people to check out the candidates who are running in their area, and also nationally, California and nationally. But here we only handle Sonoma County. The volunteers we need, especially after I'm hearing now how many propositions and how many candidates are going to be. I had a much lower number, so I was thinking, this is going to be a breeze, but it's not going to be a breeze. So the first thing we do is we phone the candidates once the ROV has vetted them. Sorry, I can't see that far. I don't know what we do. We phone the candidates and explain what we're doing and that we're nonpartisan, and we ask if they will please cooperate and give us their information. And it's basic information. It's within the framework of not being competitive against someone else they're running with, or running against, I should say. And it's fun, believe it or not. Most of the candidates who I've talked to still kind of talk to me, which is really nice because, I feel like I'm in the know. I'm not, but anyway, and then we gather the information. and we put it on, we enter it into the system, which is all handled out of Sacramento very well by people who had to make changes very quickly. I'll give you a little side note there. For the March primary election, we changed from Voters Edge to Vote 411 in a period of about a week, which was a new system, had to be created, had to be implemented, and those of us in the field had to learn how to do it. And it was a challenge. We did it. Update mailing list. What was I talking about? Update mailing list?
Of maybe of the candidates, so finding
Oh,
out
I know what I was
numbers and all
talking
that.
about. Okay, thank you. This went through a translator. That's why I don't know right away.
Consolidator, sorry.
I did my typical overthinking, and I wrote a volume of stuff about what we do, and it's now in 4 bullet points. We're updating the mailing list. That is the list that goes into Sacramento headquarters, where campaign managers are identified, because oftentimes you have to get to these people on all sorts of devious ways, and that's the fun part. Campaign manager, check their Facebook site, check their whatever, to find out where they're going to be, so you can go talk to them about Vote 411 and get them to participate. So we've always had a very high participation rate in Sonoma County, and it's usually at least 90%, and it was 98% last general election. Pros and cons.
Post 411 info on social media.
Just promoting Vote 411.
That was just promoting 411. What we do, there are a few of us, Debbie particularly, who does the social media posting, and there have been others who have volunteered to do it too. It's fun also. And the thing that is helpful for Vote 411 is looking for stuff in the news, looking for that refers to Vote 411, because a lot of people don't have a clue what it's about. They think it's, they think it's popcorn or that was a reference to when you had to know what time it was. Sorry. I'm older. Or Vote 411. Most teenagers don't know what 411 is because they ask Siri. So anyway, I think I've babbled myself to completion. Anything else? Any questions? Good.
Thank you, Sue.